The Las Vegas Grand Prix has been, for the biggest part of this season, the most expected and anticipated race on the calendar due to the uniqueness of the track and all the hype around it. However, as time went by, more and more news came out that the event itself is not going to be about racing, with several key things disregarded internationally or not by an organisation that is supposed to be the best of the best when it comes to organising these racing weekends. So, with Las Vegas hosting an F1 race for the first time in 40 years next weekend, the question is, can the street spectacle around the iconic strip possibly live up to the hype? Taking advantage of the absolute Netflix sensation Drive to Survive, which introduced a substantial new audience to the series, Liberty Media, the American owner of Formula One, was eager to capitalize on its newfound popularity in the US and expand beyond the existing race in Austin. The initial move involved introducing a race in Miami, a prime example of the destination cities that F1 wanted to establish a presence in. Although the racing spectacle in Miami Gardens left much to be desired in 2022, the 2023 race delivered a much more exciting performance, if we can say so, aligning with the off-track extravagance that captivated many celebrities and VIPs. While racing around the Miami Dolphins Stadium marked a significant step in conquering the United States, F1's venture into Las Vegas represented an entirely different endeavor. Liberty Media had long envisioned Vegas as an ideal target, which in turn was a catalyst for a never-seen-before decision to independently promote the race and acquire a plot of land near the renowned Strip to construct a permanent pit and paddock facility. The estimated cost for the event exceeded $500 million, with F1 intending to host it until at least 2023, underscoring the organization's confidence in the event's long-term success. The excitement surrounding the Las Vegas race has surpassed that of Miami, and there is undoubtedly valid reasoning behind it. However, not all is as it seems at first glance. F1 managed to design a 6.2-kilometer street course that incorporates a 2-kilometer segment of the Strip, a road closure approved by the City Council for the race, and while the circuit layout itself may not be the most interesting for the eye and might not attract attention elsewhere, the visual spectacle of 20 Formula One cars racing against the backdrop of iconic landmarks like the Bellagio, MGM Grand, and the new MSG Sphere at night promises to offer F1 a collection of very memorable images. It's a far cry from the ridiculous Caesar's Palace car park layout used in the 80s, and regardless of the race's outcome, achieving this visual feat is a massive achievement for F1, showcasing its attractiveness in 2023. Las Vegas County is banking on the success of this billion-dollar event to justify the $40 million of public funds spent on repaving the Strip and to silence, in a way, local residents who endured lengthy disruptions in recent months. The biggest issue that's affecting locals is the traffic congestion that has plagued the city for months. The construction of the racetrack and road closures have made commuting a nightmare for many residents, especially those who work on the Strip, and even taxi drivers have shared their concern about traffic during the Grand Prix weekend, which is why the Nevada Taxi Cab Authority Board decided to impose a $15 surcharge on all fares between Harry Reid International Airport and 3 resort corridor locations to encourage full workforce participation during the event. Some people even went as far as comparing F1 to COVID-19, saying that F1 is doing to Vegas what the pandemic did. We then have the economical hit that regular viewers would have to endure, such as attending F1's self-styled Super Bowl, which comes at a steep cost. Single-day tickets for Sunday range from $1,155 to $1,760, with weekend passes approaching $3,000. This is in addition to securing a hotel room, of course, near the circuit, although prices have fortunately decreased in recent weeks. The most affordable tickets, priced at $165, are for the opening ceremony on Wednesday, featuring various artists but no cars. And this price disparity underscores a slight disconnect between the intended event attendees and F1's traditional TV viewing fanbase, a divide already evident when it comes to the extortionate prices in Miami. Discussing the TV broadcast, the 10 p.m. local race start, and midnight qualifying session, while suitable for EU and Asian audiences, poses challenges for the majority of the US population on the East Coast, which is 3 hours ahead. And for Americans wanting to experience F1 live, it's economically more feasible to fly to a race in Europe than endure the cold, with temperatures expected to be around 8 Celsius or 45 Fahrenheit at this time of year, which is, funnily enough, a massive oversight that was even admitted by Ross Brawn. The one thing we hadn't considered initially, but the tyre company has dealt with, is that it gets very, very cold at night, he told TalkSport. So when the race is happening, which is Saturday night, it has been known to drop down to 3 or 4 degrees. So it can be really quite cold. And of course, getting the cars to work in those temperatures can be a challenge. The tyre companies have done some work to make sure the tyres can cope with that. We're definitely facing some new challenges that we've never had before, but I think it'll be spectacular. With the Vegas race scheduled 1 week later in 2024, the question arises as to how many attendees are drawn solely by the attractiveness of the inaugural race and how many will return next year at current prices, because the prospect of a spectacular event might entice some, as elevated prices come with heightened expectations, of course. Regarding on-track action, in my opinion, the cold weather doesn't necessarily have to be a drawback. If there's one thing the 2023 season, which some fans feel has overstayed its welcome, could benefit from, it's a touch of unpredictability to elevate the stakes. Fortunately, the harsh track limits that haunt Formula One won't pose a significant challenge on the confined street course, given that any mistakes would lead straight into the luxurious lobby of some lavish casino. However, the potential curveball might indeed come from the challenge of warming up tyres in frosty conditions. If the race unfolds predictably, Red Bull is definitely going to be up for a dominant performance, yet the cold weather, coupled with variables like the condition of the asphalt, introduces new complexities that could shuffle the running order, reminiscent of the unexpected outcome witnessed in Singapore, where the 2023 frontrunner faced a humbling defeat. For Formula One, a dynamic and action-packed return in Vegas would be advantageous, especially considering that Max Verstappen's overwhelming dominance in 2023 has resulted in waning interest and declining domestic TV ratings. Not only that, but the Dutchman further exasperated this degrading interest by stating that the addition of the upcoming Las Vegas Grand Prix is more for the show than the racing itself. First of all, I think we are there more for the show than the racing itself, if you look at the layout of the track. But you know, I'm actually not that into it. I'm more like, I'll go there and do my thing and be gone again. Understandably, both Formula One and its stakeholders are sparing no effort to amplify the significance of the Vegas race, even surpassing the promotional madness seen in Miami. However, the more an event is hyped, the greater the risk that it may not live up to those heightened expectations. And more importantly, while Miami could rely on the illusion of a championship battle, the long-settled nature of both titles in Vegas means it must deliver more than just picturesque scenes and top-tier hospitality to justify the anticipation surrounding it. In my opinion, the visual aspect is an integral part of the Formula One experience, and a night race in Las Vegas is expected to deliver a captivating spectacle with an appealing backdrop. It's going to be amazing. However, races in Saudi Arabia and Qatar lack distinct features due to their nighttime setting, and I can't help but feel like navigating a 90s video game where beyond the track limits there's only darkness, leaving viewers uncertain about their surroundings and missing out on prominent features. This lack of clarity shouldn't be an issue though with the Vegas race. Regarding the track layout, being on a street circuit comes with inherent constraints. However, Verstappen's optimism about the potential for overtaking adds a promising element to the race. The massive costs associated with the event and the many complaints from people actually living in the area, not to mention the drivers more and more simply disliking the whole event, only underscore the reality that Formula One is more about show business than fostering friendly relations, and that's something that needs to change soon, or not even Drive to Survive can save Liberty Media. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think about the Las Vegas Grand Prix in the comments below.